Hey, hello people. So in today's video we are going to create a simple game in Scratch, and without wasting much of your time we are going to go straight to the creating of the project. And what you're trying to create today is a maze game. This is a game where the character is supposed to avoid touching the boundaries. So we are going to start by removing this sprite. So like we did last time, you're going to click on this, and we are going to click on this delete button here. Then the next thing that you're going to do is we are going to add our backdrop. So there are many ways in which you can be able to add a backdrop. The first way is by choosing from the backdrops that you have in Scratch. So the next way is by painting. So here you are able to draw your own backdrop. So you click on this, and then you're going to access a window where you can be able to draw. Then the other way is by surprise, and this one is where the Scratch is going to give you a random backdrop for your project. And then the fourth way is where you have the backdrop that is already in your computer or your device, and what you do is you upload the backdrop. So for our case we'll be using this. So you click on this one, and then you're going to go to your device, and then we're going to pick the backdrop that I've already downloaded from the internet. So you can go to the internet and then you search for a maze or maze backdrop. So when it comes here, you're going to find that our backdrop does not fit the screen, which is something that I'd prefer our backdrop to do. So what you're going to do when it's under this point where you can be able to edit the backdrop, you're going to use this tool here. It looks like an arrow with the select. So what you're going to do, you're going to click on this one, and then you're going to come just outside the backdrop, and you're going to select something. Make sure that you have selected the whole backdrop like that. So with it selected, then you're going to move. So you can increase the size like that. So you just keep on increasing the size until you get the desired size for your backdrop. So you increase on all the sides like that. That one should work. So once we have that, then the next thing that you're going to do is now you're going to add our characters, our sprite. You click on this code, and what you're going to do is that you're going to come on the sprite, and you're going to click on this one so that you can be able to access all the sprites that you have. So for my case, I want to create a backdrop where the cat is going to search for milk inside the maze. So you're going to choose this one, cat 2. You can use any sprite that you want, and you're going to bring this sprite to that point, and then we are going to reduce the size. We can make it 30 because it has to fit in between these lines that you have here. So the next thing that you are going to choose, we are going to choose for our milk, and our milk will be here. Then we are going to take our milk to this corner here. So and that's how this one you're going to reduce to something like 50, or you can make it 30. So once we have that, we have all the resources that we need for our project. And from there, this one you can even make it a bit smaller, like 25. That one should do. Then the next thing that you're going to do is now you're going to start coding. So we are going to be using the keyboard to move the cat around the maze, and we are going to use the key that most of us knows that are used to move up and down, left or right. So they have the arrow keys, the 4 arrow keys that you have on the keyboard. And we are going to start by event. Remember we said your project should start with an event, so this one is going to appear at the beginning of your code. So and you're going to use the keys. This block has all the keys that you have on the keyboard. You can see them, and we are going to use the keys that you know, the being the upper arrow key. And what you're going to do when the upper arrow key is pressed, then you are going to change the direction your sprite looks. So we are going to change this one to look upward. Then we are going to move 10 steps like that. So once we do that, then we can code for down arrow. So we are going to go to event again, and we are going to take this block, we are going to put it there. We change this one to down, and then you're going to go to motion. We are going to go to direction, point direction, and then you're going to change this one to downward. Then we are going to move 10 steps. And because computer should make your work simple and not hard, we are going to use the shortcut. So what you're going to do is we are going to right click one of these, and you're going to create a copy through duplicate, and then we are going to place our block there, and then we are going to choose the key, because we want to use another key that may be the right arrow key or the left arrow key. So you're going to click on this one, and then we are going to change the direction like that, and then the steps will remain the same for now. Then you can right click this one, you duplicate again, we put our block here, and then you're going to change the direction because we want to move to face the other side like that. So by now, if we test our block or our code, if you press the right arrow key, you're going to see that so this one should be left, not right. So you click on this one. So when you press on this one, it's going to move like that. When you press upward, it's going to move. When you press the other arrow key, is going to move like that, like that, like that. And then when you move down like that, you can see that you can be able now to move the sprite inside the maze like this. So once you do that, then the next thing that you're going to test is you're going to test if the cat is touching one of these black lines that we have. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to controls, and you're going to check if. You're going to use the if block, and then what do you want to test? So you're going to go to sensing so that you can be able to detect. And if for this case, you're going to check the color, touching color. So you're going to click on this one, and then we are going to click on this color that you have here. We take the pen that you have here so that you can be able to select the color that we want. I want a black color like that. Then what do we want to happen? So we want, if you touch this black here, we want our sprite to come back here and start the game again. So we are going to go to motion. So remember I said anything to do with moving the sprite is under the motion. So you're going to click on this one, you put it there. That is the coordinate for or the position of this sprite. Then once you do that, what you're going to do now, you can also say something. So before you even go back, you can bring the look, and you're going to say something like game over, maybe for 1 second. So for 1 second you're going to say game over. And because this block is, we are sensing for the keys that you have here, the up arrow, the down arrow, the right arrow, and the left arrow. So this one you're going to copy from this point, we duplicate, we put it there, we duplicate again like this, and then you're going to put it here, and then we are going to duplicate again, and then you're going to put it here. So up to that point we can be able to test if you are touching, and you can test. Let's just touch that one. So it's going to say game over, and then you're going to start. You can move upward, and then you test, it's going to move up there. So you can try to move downward, it's going to say game over. Then we can also try with the other color key, so you can move backward, and then it's going so far is working. You can be able to see that whenever you touch the black lines, it's going to take you back to the beginning of the game. So then remember our main aims to go up to this point where you have the milk here. So what you're going to do is now you're going to see, so you can code this one So we can just code from the cat. So what you're going to do is we are going to come here and we are going to add another block, if block, and what you're going to do is we are going to say if then sensing. So if touching, what is it touching? So you're going to check if our cat is touching the milk. So if touching the milk, what you're going to do is we are going to say something. We are going to say, you can say coglets, and then you can tell the player you win like that, and then for 1 second, and then obviously after that one you should go back to the beginning of the game so that you can play the game again like that. So once we do that, we can duplicate this one, then we can copy this one again, you duplicate and then you move like that. So this one you can move to create more space, you can duplicate this one to create more space. So once you do that, if we play our game like this, hoping that you'll be able to play without touching the lines that you have here. So if we play our game like that, I'm hoping that I can be able to play the game without touching lines. Once you play the game like this, hoping that I won't touch the lines. We move like this. We are only using the arrow keys on the keyboard to move. Hoping that we are almost there. Hoping that I won't touch the... That was very close. I almost touched the... And here we have won the game. So thank you for today. Remember to like, watch, comment, share and subscribe to this channel for more tutorials. Thank you for your time.